Good morning, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. This is Nicole Traum, and you're watching Lee Health's Healthcare Hero Self-Care Moment. Thanks again. Happy Monday, and welcome. This week, we are going to talk a little bit about loving kindness. We're going to start with that practice of bringing loving kindness, self-compassion towards ourselves. It is a practice that is often neglected because we are busy taking care of other people. But really, kind of goes back to the other week when we were talking about we can't pour from that empty cup. If we're not giving ourselves that loving kindness, then we really have no model to go off of. So I took out my little Pema, my pocket Pema. I remember reading from this early on in our series. And I do keep this on my desk, and it's really sweet because some days you just need a little extra wisdom, a little extra love. And today's I'm going to share is called We Start With Ourselves. All right. And that's by Pema Chodron. She's a Buddhist nun, and you can read all about her. There's lots of great books that she's written. We start with ourselves. In cultivating loving kindness, we train first to be honest, loving, and compassionate towards ourselves. Rather than nurturing in self-denigration, we begin to cultivate a clear-seeing kindness. Sometimes we feel good and strong. Sometimes we feel inadequate and weak, but our loving kindness is unconditional. No matter how we feel, we can aspire to be happy. We can learn to act and think in ways that sow seeds for our future well-being, gradually becoming more aware of what causes happiness as well as what causes distress. Without loving kindness for ourselves, it is difficult, if not possible, to genuinely feel it for others. Good morning. So thinking about that practice of loving kindness, starting with ourselves, and I really like that that part where it says, we begin to cultivate a clear seeing kindness. And that's what I'd like to practice today, is finding that place of really seeing yourself, feeling that connection. One of the ways we can do that is by moving our bodies, moving our breath. So let's start with that so we can start to get a little bit more comfortable. So sit up nice and tall, bring your feet right underneath your knees. And as you sit nice and tall, start with a couple of shoulder rolls, feeling yourself starting to connect into your body, noticing your breath here, and then connecting with your breath as well. So noticing that nice full inhale, the nice full exhale. Good, and then we'll start to do it one shoulder at a time and start to notice the difference. So movement, in a way, is almost like giving your body a hug. We're feeling those muscles wrapping onto the bones. We're reminding ourselves that we're supported. And that even starts to help us to release and relax our nervous system. So that's why movement is always a good thing. It's a practice of self-care, of loving kindness, of self-compassion. Good, and then bring your arms out in front of you. Let's do a couple of these big movements. Inhale, opening your chest, opening your heart. And then exhale and round, reach forward, feel that stretch. Big inhale as you open, that's it. And then big exhale, stretching forward, feeling your upper back, really rounding. 3 more, inhale. And exhale, even moving your hips now forward and back in your chair, inhaling and exhaling. And it's totally normal if you're feeling a little crackle and pop as you go. Perfect. Come all the way back here and just hold it there. Lift your chin a little, open your heart. Good. Take another deep breath here into the upper corners of your chest. And then with your next exhale, you can release it all the way down, rolling the shoulders onto your back once again. So just kind of noticing again, how does it feel? Can I practice that love and that kindness towards myself, not pushing myself too far, but allowing myself to feel and be? Good, and then we'll come in and start to move a little bit with our hips. So moving yourself around in your chair. Make sure you're sitting forward in your chair. That way you can really feel that movement. You can really lean back a little bit. That's it, good. Feeling yourself not only starting to open your hips and your low seat here, but also this is an energetic pose. So you may actually feel your energy starting to ground down. If you're feeling a little anxious this morning, this is a great thing to do to bring that energy down. Perfect, and then change your direction. So going all the way around, breathing as you move, letting yourself connect to the sensation of your body, the sensation of your breath. That's it, good. And then come on back and now roll your shoulders onto your back as you lift your heart, lift your chest, exhale as you round and pull everything in. 3 more, inhale and exhale. Good. Inhaling and exhaling. One more time here. Big inhale and big exhale. Perfect. Coming out of that one, we're going to take a stretch now with our legs. So as you're in your chair, bring your legs out wide apart. Make sure the knees are a little bit wider than your chair. And let's start with a little heel lift and lower. So just lifting and lowering, feeling yourself waking up those legs. If you want, you can bring your arms out in front of you in a big circle. Feel your belly start to work, your core start to work. And if you're feeling really good, you can even bring your arms up and just start to feel that movement. Good. Your heels are lifting and lowering here as you breathe, working on your core muscles, hugging in, pressing down through your seat. 2 more. Perfect. Now keep your heels down, bring your hands to your knees, and come around in a big circle now. Just feeling everything start to release. The hips, the seat, the low back. You might even feel your inner thighs start to stretch a little. Perfect. One more time around, then we're going to pause and change directions, going all the way around the opposite way. Just breathing. Letting yourself find that place of loving kindness. So that means not overdoing it, but doing it enough so that you actually get a benefit from it. Let's go around one more time. Good, and then as you come on up, just start here to press your knees back. Bring your elbows up and press your elbows back. Lifting your heart, lifting your chest, and then turn your head to the right and turn your head to the left. As you feel your muscles hugging in, remember, it's like a hug. It's like a practice of loving yourself here as you engage those muscles onto the bones. One more time here, inhaling to the right, exhaling to the left. Good. And then bringing your hands to your knees, bring those knees back and come back around, do some circles. It'll just start to release the low hips in the seat a little bit. Perfect. And then we'll come all the way up to standing. So as you come on up to standing, we're going to come and you can bring your chair off to the side. You can use it as a support or you can use the wall as a support. We're going to step our legs out here and turn the toes out. So make sure that your heels are lined up and then you're just going to start to bend and straighten. I like to do this when near a wall because you can even kind of slide yourself up and down the wall. A lot of times we do it like this, but I want you to stay more upright for this variation. So lifting and lowering, good. Bending the knees, getting the knees to track with your toes, 4th and 5th toes if possible. And then keep yourself nice and heavy here. Lift up, pull your belly in. You can stay with your hand on your chair, or you can bring both hands to your hips. Good, or you can bring your arms out by your sides. Good. This is goddess pose, so let yourself really rise up on the inside. Feel your knees pressing back, your elbows pressing back. Let yourself breathe. Take another deep breath, go a little deeper. Good, and then straighten the legs, turn your toes forward, and if you want, you can turn to face your chair, or you can bring your hands to your blocks or your floor and just start to rock side to side. So if you can't touch the floor, use the seat of your chair here, or if you have yoga blocks at home, that's always a nice option too. Just walking over to the right and bending the knee, and then over to the left, feeling that stretch into the back of the legs. Good. One more time to each side. That's it. And then come on back through center. Bring your hands to your knees. Inhale as you look up. Exhale as you bow. You can still hold on to the chair here for this if you'd like. Inhale, looking forward, lengthening forward. Exhaling as you bow, pressing out through your legs one more time. Big inhale. Good, and big exhale. Perfect. You can use your chair here to bring your legs back in. Turn to face the seat of your chair now. I hit my little door stopper. And as you turn towards the seat of your chair, we'll come into that forward bend again. So make sure your feet are about 2 fist distance apart and parallel. You can bring your hands to the seat of the chair. Inhale as you look forward. Exhale as you bow, stretching into the back of the legs. Big inhale and big exhale. Good. And then this last time as you come into it, you can bring your elbows down to the chair. Or if you're feeling really fancy and maybe have a little more stretch today, you can bring your hands down to the floor or even your knees. No matter where you are in this pose, I want you to bend your knees a little and shift your weight forward. So feeling yourself getting right over those heels with your hips. And then release your head a little bit further. Let's breathe a little bit more into that space. 2 more deep breaths here. Big inhale. Big exhale, letting yourself pour over. Remember, you can always bend your knees here. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, bowing. Good, and then coming back up nice and slow. Take your time, use your chair, and as you come back to your seat, we'll come back and start to practice that loving kindness a little bit more. All right, so as we come back to our seat, let yourself get a nice comfortable seat, sit up nice and tall, and then let's start by just coming back to our breath. So start to notice your breath, especially when your head is low like that, we're moving. Sometimes you'll feel that your breath starts to pick up. That's a good thing. Let yourself tap into that rhythm now, into the inhale and into the exhale. Feeling yourself start to settle. Big inhale, filling up. Big exhale as you empty out. Good, 2 more like that. Last round. You can keep your eyes closed and just continue with maybe a more natural breath, or if you want to continue with that breath, you can. Just feeling the flow. So let's start here by just kind of noticing our surroundings. So with your eyes closed, your body heavy, just start to listen for any sounds around you. Maybe they're outside your home, or maybe if you're like my home, there's little people getting ready for school. Maybe breakfast is cooking, or the dog is barking. Just listening. Start to listen for any sounds inside the room that you're in. The clock, your stomach growling. Listen for the sound of your breath now, noticing that sound of the inhale and the exhale. Feeling yourself soften and release into your chair. We're going to start to notice some sensations now, starting with the temperature of the air on your skin. The way your chair feels underneath you. The way your breath feels as it moves in through your nose and back out through your nose or your mouth as you start to settle. And now I want you to think about someone in your life that you love deeply. And it doesn't have to be romantic love. It can be like a child or a pet, or maybe even a parent or someone who's not with us anymore. And just think about the quality of that love, the depth of that love that you have, how it makes you feel, how you feel when you're near that person or that pet. And then take the quality of that love and just start to turn it towards yourself. And I know when I do this, sometimes at first when I turn that love towards myself, there's like a little cringe reaction, right? Like, I'm not worthy for this. But keep giving yourself that love. You can think about the quality of that love that you have for the person or the pet or whatever it is. And then start to put that love onto yourself. Let yourself soften to the place where you can receive it. And it's okay if you cry, it's okay if you cringe, it's okay if you feel a little uncomfortable. Learning how to practice self-love and self-compassion is something that maybe we've pushed away for most of our lives. Thinking again about that love, the quality of the love, how that person or that pet makes you feel, and then taking that sensation and just putting it right towards yourself, remembering that you are worthy. Remembering that you are supported. Remembering that you are loved. And bringing yourself back to the present moment, rubbing your hands together. And then bringing your hands back in front of your heart. So this is a practice that I've been doing for a long time, and I'm going to say that it is not an easy practice, and we'll continue with that practice throughout the week. But allowing yourself to really be open to receiving, to being in that place of self-love, self-compassion, and loving kindness towards yourself, right? We're really good at doing that a lot of times towards other people, but can we start to bring it towards ourselves? So we'll explore that practice more as we move through this week. For your courageousness, for showing up, for letting yourself feel, I bow to you. Namaste. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been Nicole Traum with Lee Health's Healthcare Heroes Self-Care Moment. Please tune in tomorrow. We'll be back at 6:40 a.m. or you can watch us on the replay. Feel free to share this with anyone you'd like. It'll be available after this live. Have a great day. Bye, everyone.